What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're going to take a look at Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones Season 7. And you can order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. I believe it's on sale now, and they offer $4 shipping. They even double box your item. Specifically for this one, it does not come with a shipper box, so you want to make sure this is protected. Let's take a look at this. So you see the box is the same from front and back. But the inside, you see the sign of House Lannister in there. Keep in mind, this is the second time. This is the newer version. So ThreeZero has the license for Game of Thrones, but they've done Jaime Lannister back in the day, the one that looks like a prince from Shrek. Now this one is the newer one. I believe this is the best version yet, or maybe even the best ThreeZero figure as of yet, excluding the Transformers, because this looks and feels like a hot toy to me. You take this out. Now it doesn't come with a lot of accessories. It comes with both hands. As you can see on the clamshell at the bottom, well, they're both left hands because it's right hand. As you know, he only has the pimp hand in there, so you don't really need different articulation for the hand because he does not have one. Spoiler alert. Now you open this up, he does come with this beautiful cape, and you just kind of clip this on his armor on the side, and then he comes with his sword. I don't know what you call this sword, Kingslayer maybe, I don't know. And you do have a dagger and this belt right here with some sheath for his sword, and the belt is pure rubber, so you don't have to worry about flaking and all that stuff. As a matter of fact, I've never experienced that with any ThreeZero. Now accessories, like I mentioned earlier, a fisted hand and the hand that holds the sword and the dagger. Nothing too special in here, just mimicking a black glove, leather glove, which serves its purpose. The sword itself looks pretty good. Now this is not die cast, and it does not need to be, in my opinion. As you can see here, it's beautiful, nicely painted. You can see some chips on the sword, so it's not perfect, and I think that is by design. You see some, I don't know, like ruby sort of stud in the middle in the sword guard, so that is nice. Again, I don't know the names of these swords, if they do have one. I don't care as long as he does have a sword and he does have a dagger that has nice paint application there. That is nice. And this one, it kind of mimics a as you can see, there's some leather texture in there, even though it's not. It's made out of rubber, and it just kind of slides in. But as you can see from the tip, it does have those markings and all that stuff, which bodes pretty well in my opinion. And even this sword, it has this nice pattern from top to bottom, even though the sheet itself, I'm kind of worried about the pleather material that comes kind of like dangling in there, in the future. But the belt itself, again, is made out of rubber. Now the sheath, it's made out of plastic, so you don't have to worry about that. But as you can see, it has a nice, beautiful pattern there. Be careful, because the this belt right here could snap. That little poke in there. So what it does is that you kind of like loop it in and loop it from top to bottom. And you'll see it when I take the full video of the figure. Now this is his cape, nicely done. The material is beautiful. It drapes nicely. Very simple to attach as well, just on his shoulder armor. You kind of just clip it on. As far as the tailoring for this figure, I think this is one of those figures that feels and looks like a hot toy. It does, done it beautifully. You can see the armor, all the patterns are in there. Very intricate, even his chest armor, the way it's, you can see it right here. It's very detailed. There's a lot of details in here, nicely painted as well. It gives you that illusion that it is all leather. Now his inner suit as well it looks like pleather, so that might be a cause of concern for some people in humid areas. Would it flake? Would it not? Only time would tell. Even though I can tell you right now, I do own a few ThreeZero figures and nothing has flaked on me yet. In fairness, nothing has flaked on me ever. I live in in an area where it's really not humid, in a climate controlled area. So I might be the worst person to ask about flaking, because I personally have not experienced it ever. Now going down here, you can see his boots. It's a two-part boot, so split cut. So you have some articulation on his knee. Moving up here, his kind of like, I don't know what you call it, skirt sort of thing. It does come with wires on it, so you can position it nicely. You can see I inserted the belt, but look at those details, those lions on his not only on his shoulder armor, but also in his elbow pads. They are beautifully crafted here. That is just nice detail altogether. Even though, on the bottom part, there's some little insignia in there. And then I didn't pull, from his gloves. That is two separate pieces as well, from kind of like the one on his wrist all the way down to his forearm. Those are two separate pieces. So I could have pulled down the leather piece in there, but you can see it just drapes all nicely here. The beautifully crafted piece, right, in this Jaime Lannister figure. Some weathering on the boots as well. Now, as far as the head sculpt, this is the best head sculpt that I've gotten. Not exactly accurate to the pose, but boy, this is, I would say, one of the best, if not the best, ThreeZero figure today. This feels like a Hot Toys figure at a very low price of $185 in Big Bad Toy Store. That's why I had to get this. I had to pair this up with my Jon Snow, just because of how good it turned out to be. And not only that, the price is really reasonable as well. And I feel like with this new era of 1/6 battle going on, this is one way of ThreeZero and how they would stay competitive is with their prices. Because this one looks and feels like Hot Toys, but not every release does. That is the problem with ThreeZero, is their consistency. They would release something like Jaime Lannister here, as you can see. This is beautiful sculpt. The paint application is awesome. I don't know what that white thing is reflecting, because there's no white spot on his hair when I'm looking when I'm shooting this right now. It might be a light reflecting on it. Maybe there's a little bit of shine or whatever the case is, but yeah, don't worry about that. There's, mine is fine as a matter of fact, but beautifully painted. One of the weakest point of this figure is the articulation. And by that I mean the shoulders, because as you can see here, you can raise it up sideways, but moving forward is a bit difficult because the shoulder piece is connected, from his shoulder blade up to his collarbone. Maybe you can see you can forward it, but it is fighting because it is made out of, rubber connected to his armor. This should have been, like a rubber piece, stretchable one on the on the arms, not on the shoulder. That would prohibit him from moving forward and back. You can see the legs can go pretty far, the knees as well can bend, even the shoulders, because that elbow pads can move around. It's the shoulder piece that is, I'm almost tempted to just pop it off the socket. Not the shoulder itself, but the you see the lion armor, because it is connected from the top all the way to his collarbone, and it's just a rubber piece. It's easily, if you want to take it out, it won't take out any aesthetics from the figure itself. As a matter of fact, I popped out mine on the left hand side, left shoulder, by accident, and it even works better, articulation wise. This is him wielding his sword, in the Iron Throne. I think it's an Iron Throne on the back, with his cape as well. It's up to you. You could put the cape on or not put it on. It drapes beautifully. It's not wired or anything like that, but I don't think it needs to be. The best pose I would say for Jaime is just standing up. Like, look at this. A Star Ace horse. That is beautifully done in my opinion. You see the fires going on in the back right there. Nice. Very nice look for Jaime here. I love this figure. Like I said earlier, it is like Hot Toy-esque, but not Hot Toy-esque price. So that I gotta give it to ThreeZero. I hope they continue doing this sort of things, because it does you know, with some characters, I don't need everything like high-end premium and all that stuff. You know, characters like Jaime, you know, partner him up with, as you can see here, Jon Snow. They complement each other fairly well, in my opinion. I still need to get that Night King, you know, as a part of this trio, but it looks great. This is what makes ThreeZero, at least in my opinion, enticing. It's because of the price point, and if you get the right figure, you'll get one that looks like Hot Toys. The final verdict of this is, I think if you are a not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones fan, go get it. I mean, it's $180 or $185, I think, in Big Bad Toys. So with $4 shipping, it's like $190. How many times can you find a Hot Toys for $190? Not that much. But this is a fantastic figure. The only complaint I really do have is the shoulder armor, which if you really want to, you can articulate it by removing that, you know, rubber piece on the end, and it would still look as good as it is. Because right now, as we speak, the right hand, because that's the only concern I do have, because that's the wielding sword hand, and I popped it off by accident. I can re-glue it back, but it moves nicely now, as you can tell right here. It is a beautiful figure. I love the character as well of Jaime Lannister. I think it's a must-have for any Game of Thrones fans. Now, the problem with this is not all of their Game of Thrones characters in ThreeZero format is a home run. As a matter of fact, there's more miss than hits. But this is one of those hits, and when they hit it, boy, does it look like Hot Toys. I know this giant, wait, forgot his name, Giant's Bane or something, that turned out pretty good as well. There's another one that's gonna turn out good, but you know, the Arya and the Sansa, I'm not a big fan of those. But this one, it just you know, screams medieval to me. So, but thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.